Hello and welcome to Dubai International Cricket Stadium for match number 14. It is the Falcons versus the Tornadoes. And as we take a quick look at that points table and how it's looking like today, we have Team Spirit, Barmy Army and the Falcons that have already qualified for the semi-final spot. And we've got the Tornadoes that still need to either bag themselves 1 point or win today's game. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us to the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament. As you've heard, it's the Falcons against the Tornadoes. And today I'm joined by Isabel Duncan. Izzy, right off the bat, the Tornadoes either need to win the game or get 1 bonus point. Tell me what's at stake today.
Yeah, it's the last chance saloon for the Tornadoes today. It's a real scrap for them with the Sapphires. They need to grab that bonus point. They failed with that spectacularly yesterday with the bat against the Sapphires. So all guns blazing for that bonus point for them.
Yeah, and Stefanie Taylor was not part of the previous game, and we're hoping to see her. How important is to have Stefanie as a captain in today's game?
Very important to have her back. They certainly missed her yesterday. She's a great accumulator of runs. She'll be joining Devine and Callis there in the top order, and Sonny Luce as well. But all important to have that the captain out. She has scored 78 not out as a highest score, so she's in the run. She's been a little bit crook recently. So
you win the toss as a captain. What are you choosing to do first?
I would advise batting, because we know that 9 games out of 13 have been won defending a total and batting. And it's been very strange that captains have wanted to field first. They wanted to chase and know what targets are. But it hasn't been successful, so I would bat first today.
But before, obviously, the team bats first, let's have a look at how those pitch conditions are looking. Let's go straight to Divya Saxena of the Tornadoes.
Hi, this is Divya Saxena. I'm with Team Tornadoes. We're here with the crew for a bit of a pitch review. There seems to be some live grass in the middle of the pitch. There's probably maybe some medium to low bounce. There's some of dead grass towards the feet of the batters, so like I guess just from the footwork and everything. There's on and off wind. I don't think there's going to be much difference for the swing and the catching and all that, but I think, you know, if whoever wins the toss would look to field first, just because it gets like a little skiddier and easier for the batters later on. 150, 155 has been an average score, so I think anything over that would be a safe.
And now let's go straight to the coin toss with Mel.
Well, it's a pretty important coin toss, this one, and a very important match, certainly for the Tornadoes. It's a must-get-a-point match for them. So I'm joined by an all-New Zealand cast in the captaincy ranks with Susie Bates and Sophie Devine. We also have Lindsay Brown representing Fairbreak and our match referee, Steve Bernard. So Lindsay's going to toss the coin. Heads, please. Heads is the call from Sophie. Tails.
We'll have a bat.
Going to have a bat, bucking the trend. Why have you decided to have a bat?
Because we haven't done it yet, so we want to have a turn at batting first going into the semi-finals. I understand that it's an important game for the Tornadoes to get a point, but I think for us it's important learning how to set a total in these conditions.
Not going to do any favours for your mate, are you?
No. I'm sure they'll give it everything they've got, and everyone wants to see a competitive game, but they're going to be a tough team to set a total for Sophie and others to chase, so it'll be a good challenge for us.
Have you made any changes to your side?
Yeah, we've had a few little injury niggles, so Mariko Hill comes into the side today for Marina Lamplower, and Noi Tipok misses out, and Kaya, our left arm spinner from Papua New Guinea, comes in.
Oh, very exciting. We look forward to seeing what you've got this afternoon. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
Sophie, no favours from your mate. That's not on, is it?
No, I thought we were friends.
No friends on the field. What would you have done?
Oh, we're actually going to have a bowl first anyway. I think with the bonus point in play that we want to know what we want to chase after that first 10 overs. So it's worked out well for both teams.
Is it dangerous? You need 1 point. You can get it in the power play. You obviously want to win. Can that power play be a bit distracting?
Yes and no. I think, though, we've focused that we want to win the game first and foremost, and then we've almost got 2 bites at the cherry in terms of being able to play a 10-over game as such. So, look, we're thinking about it in that positive way and know that we've got the lineup to do so.
And any changes for you?
Yeah, we've got a couple of changes. Steph comes back into the side, which is really exciting, and then we've got Andrea, Miriam, and we've also got Divya as well, be playing their second game today, which is exciting for them.
Okay, well, best of luck today. Big game for you.
Cheers, thanks.
So there you have it. The Falcons have won the toss and they're going to have a hit first.
And as we have a look at that starting 11 for the Falcons, they are looking at batting first and setting a total in these conditions. We've got the top order batters, Atapatu and Danny Webb, that have been really crucial at the top, and also seeing the inclusion of Mariko Hill. And we're looking forward to seeing how the bowling will go, as far as we see Gurung given an opportunity to come in the starting 11. As we head over to Izzy. Izzy, give us that starting 11 for Team Tornadoes.
Yes, well, welcome back to the captain, Stefani Taylor. She'll be needed accumulating runs. Sunny Luce has been in the runs as well, the great all-rounder. And we expect to see some bowling from Winnie Jurasingham. She was fantastic with the ball before, with her right arm medium, just taking the pace off it. Also, the bowling of Baig and Magar, I think, will be crucial in this game. They have been picking up wickets regularly, those two.
All right, so let's chat about, obviously they've decided to go in and bat first, and they want to be able to set a total in these conditions. Earlier on, you spoke about wanting to see a team batting first.
Yeah, I think it's important. You just look at the boring old statistics and you can see that batting first has been successful. I know that teams like to set targets, particularly when they're after bonus points. So I don't think the Torpedoes are unhappy with that, because they want to know what they're going for and those 10-over mark to pick up that point, because that's all important for them today to get into that semi-final.
We see Mariko Hill coming in. Who are you expected to see perform today?
Well, I mentioned Winnie Jurasingham. I like the look of her with taking the pace off with the right arm medium. Certainly the bowlers, Baig and Magar. We like the look of Baig with the ball. She's pretty rhythmical. As far as the Falcons are concerned, I think the top batting order there is pretty formidable, with Atapatu, who's bashing it around the park. She's the chief run scorer at the moment, the leading run scorer with the most sixes. So she's to be feared out of the Falcons. But they're a little bit light with the bowling, I would say, with the Falcons. Yeah.
And as far as the batting is concerned, with the Tornadoes, we saw a dismantling of the batting yesterday. I'm pretty sure you're hoping to see that they'll be able to put that together in today's game.
Yeah, I think they need to sort themselves out and pick themselves up. It was a big loss yesterday against the Sapphires. They lost by 75 runs. And really, it's going to be up to the top order. We need Star Callis to start scoring again. She did at the beginning of the tournament. Sophie Devine, we know that she's very destructive. Amongst others, Sonny Luce scored some runs yesterday, so hopefully she can pick up on that. But it was pretty devastating for them, and they need to start with a clean slate and go for the win here.
And Izzy, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's winning today's game?
Well, the Falcons, of course, are in a more comfortable position. They have got something to play for, because they're looking for their position in the semis. They don't want to be 4, they want to be 3, so they don't have to play the Spirit in those semi-finals. So they've got something to play for. And I do think that top batting order is formidable.
Yeah. Well, all the best to both teams. And let's go straight to the cricket action.
It's match 14 of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between the Falcons, who are already in the semi-finals on account of their bonus point yesterday against the Sapphires, against the Tornadoes, who need 1 point from this fixture to ensure their progress to the Final Four. So the final day of the group stage, and this is very much a live rubber, especially for the Tornadoes, in exactly the same situation they were last night before they were soundly thrashed by the Spirit. They need just 1 point. If they get it, they'll overtake the Sapphires because they beat them in the group stage. As for the Falcons, they've already qualified, but they can get us up to second today if results go their way. Danny White opening the batting for the Falcons with Chamari Atapatu, who's been quite outstanding throughout the competition. For Atapatu, she's made 107 not out on opening night, 42, 42 and 30. Super consistent. One of the 5 players from the Falcons who were stumped yesterday. And Danny White, she missed out against the Spirit and the Sapphires, but did make an unbeaten 76 to start their competition. She was bowled by Shabnam Ismail, an outstanding piece of bowling yesterday, Danny White, just when she looked like she was going to get moving through that power play. Diana Baig opening as ever for the Tornadoes. Picked up a couple of wickets in the tournament, none for 25 from 4 yesterday, but set and forget with the new ball in her hand. So the Falcons batting first for the first time in the comp, having won the toss in the heat. Hot day in Dubai, and they're away. Long leg, one of the 2 fielders outside the circle, deep third the other. Adam Collins with you, and with me to start for the first 5 overs, Georgie Heath. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everyone watching around the world, whether it's afternoon, morning, evening, where you are. We are in for a big day or night of cricket to come.
And Sophie Devine has the armband on, so to speak, today, leading the Tornadoes side. It was Stefanie Taylor earlier in the competition, but Stefanie Taylor, who is back today, I should say, but not captaining. Devine up against Bates, the 2 New Zealanders. Slipping down the leg side, but not called a wide. Interesting that it's Devine rather than Taylor, but they've made that strategic shift partway through the group stage. The Tornadoes were hammered last night, weren't they? They ran into the Spirit, who are in top form, bowled out for 81.
Yeah, it's a great luxury to be able to have within a side. You know, when you've got someone like Taylor stepping down, Devine can step up. They've also obviously got the likes of Sune Luce in there as well, who captained that South African side in the World Cup earlier this year. So they've got a lot of experience in there and a lot of leaders.
A couple of other national captains to the Tornadoes. Winifred Drissingham, who's the captain of Malaysia. Andrea Mazepeda, who's playing today, the captain of Austria. Katie Martin, 37 years of age, behind the stumps from New Zealand.
It's a good start here from Diana Baig. She's found her line of length early, and Wyatt yet to get off the mark. Good from the Pakistani quick. On your left there, Joe Broadbent, captain of the Falcons, always happy to be involved. Caffeinated there.
Coach these days.
My bad. Coach these days. Australia don't need any more phenomenal cricketers back in their ranks.
Across the line, Wyatt, but into the gap. First boundary of the day. Just picked up the length early. Nice big juicy gap there at deep mid wicket with only fine leg back on the onside. She was never going to miss out. To a change here. Sune loose coming out from slip to square leg. Crunch to cover to finish. 5 without loss after 1. So 4 changes for the Tornadoes. Stefani Taylor back into the team. Andre Meyer-Sapeda, the Austrian captain. Divya Saxena from Canada. Miriam Beebe from Hong Kong. For the Falcons, Marika Hill from Hong Kong and Kaya Arua from PNG get their opportunity today. One precious point needed for the Tornadoes, and the toss really has gone the way of both teams. The Falcons wanted to bat first, which they haven't done in the tournament, and the Tornadoes will know what they need to do when they are chasing. They'll have a 10-over figure because the points are allocated 3 for the win and 1 for the team that's ahead at the halfway mark. If they're ahead there, they're in the semi-finals, overtaking the Sapphires. So as Sophie Devine said at the toss, that they've got 2 windows today, and they'll be helped along by Stefani Taylor rejoining the team. She wasn't playing last night, ill. An all-time great of the West Indian team, captain of the side that won the 2016 T20 World Cup, player of the tournament in that competition too. Over 8,000 international runs, 200 international wickets. She's done it all. Oh, on with the arm. ANTI-PIRACY survives. Just off the shiny side, but a natural variation from round the wicket. Good bowling.
Yeah, it's a good start from Matthews here. There you see this one, it's just sliding on a bit there, and it was, yeah, perhaps a bit too high, that one, maybe sliding down, but it's a good start here from Stefani Taylor.
Yeah, good decision. Our central umpires Akbar Ali and Claire Polisak extending her arms there. Second sundry of the innings. Yeah, a long way back in the crease, didn't have a long way to travel. No DRS though.
Yeah, you mentioned Stefani Taylor's credentials there. We almost needed to have a longer run-up so we could list them, but she's such an integral part of this Tornadoes team, whether it's her performance or just having her as that, you know, that character in a side like this.
Again, down the leg side, signalled accordingly, second wide in the over. Yeah, she made an unbeaten 78 from 54 balls against the Barmy Army, albeit in a losing team. 31 not out off 21 against the Warriors in that early win to get their season going. Over the top, ANTI-PIRACY. Stand and deliver. Put away with ease. Her first boundary.
Yeah, it looks like Stefani Taylor's just missed her length on this one. Full toss. ANTI-PIRACY is going to eat those up all day long. Launches it straight back over Taylor's head. She's in such fine form. A lowest score of 30 in this tournament, ANTI-PIRACY.
Yeah, she was the first of the 5 stumpings yesterday for the Falcons. 3 of those courtesy of the Sapphires captain Sana Mir. There had never been 5 stumpings in a women's T20 before. Not in men's either. I bet the lead was busy with the gloves. As you say, Georgie Chamari ANTI-PIRACY has been super consistent. White on the advance. Taylor saw it coming, squeezing out through the onside. Stair Callis, live wire. Getting back for 2. End of the second over, the Falcons 14 without loss. That's bold from Callis, not wearing a hat out there today. It is hot, perhaps the hottest day of the comp. Above 40 throughout this morning. And speaking of hot, Chamari ANTI-PIRACY, most runs in the tournament, 227 flying. See Deandra Dotton in the second game of our doubleheader today for the Barmy Army. Elise Felani back in form last night. Likewise, Nick Carey, brilliant for the Spirit. That's a par 2. 107 not out from 55 balls on opening night to get the party started here at Dubai Sports City. Pace off, good from Baig. The Falcons won chasing against the Warriors by 8 wickets. Same result against the Barmy Army. Lost to the Spirit, who are top of the Pops, by 27 runs, and lost last night as well to the Sapphires. ANTI-PIRACY with authority. That is some shot. So much strength through those forearms. Seeing mid-off inside the circle. Committing to it early. Wow, hold the pose. 6 runs.
Yeah, she's got a hold of that one, ANTI-PIRACY there. It's just straight back over Diana Baig's head. When you've got that much pace on it and that power, that combination, it's gone absolutely miles over the boundary there.
And again, running her fingers down the seam there, Diana Baig. Good response, taking a little bit of pace off. ANTI-PIRACY is well known for her unbeaten 178 143 balls against the Australian team at the 2017 World Cup, where she hit bomb after bomb straight back over the bowler's head, as she did there. Defining feature of her game. Smack to point. Just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it takes some brilliance to get rid of ANTI-PIRACY at the moment. Obviously, we mentioned... Take that one home as a treasure. Reminder of your day.
Yes, how's that? Bang in front. If the chair's the stumps, as it so often is when you're a kid playing in the backyard. Our camera operator there. He's walking, as you say, with a big bruise on his shin.
A big thumbs up and a wave. He's all right.
Tahid's his name, we're told. Again, straight. Doesn't quite get as much of this, but it'll still go all the way. 2 big bombs from ANTI-PIRACY. She gallops to 18.
There he goes, ANTI-PIRACY. Straight back over Diana Baig's head there. There was a moment Stefanie Taylor thought she might be in the game for that one, but it's gone flying over her, and all she could do was collect it.
You know what, it's good bowling too. It's the knuckle ball. It's drifting in the air. It did deceive her, but again, it goes to the strength of ANTI-PIRACY that doesn't quite get to the pitch and can still pop it over the rope. Some player. Retains the strike as well. 13 runs from Diana Baig's over. Falcons off to a flyer, 27 for none. Such a shame that ANTI-PIRACY didn't get a chance to play in the recently completed one-day World Cup. Sri Lanka not making that competition. As you can see, she's been a real force. Comfortably the most sixes in the comp.
Yeah, looking at that, we've got 3 of those top in this game today, so we could be in for some fireworks.
Let's hope so. 2 of those 12 coming in the previous over. And Devine turning to Stefanie Taylor to bowl a second over inside the power play. Looking back at the 2 big ones. Where's the first? Oh, helps it on its way. Not quite. Peter there on the edge of the circle, getting an early touch. There's the first one. That's just class. The second one didn't quite get there. One hand nearly off the bat when contact was made. The pitching wedge, but only needs to strike at 55 metres to the ropes. Clearing it by about 5. Back to Danny Wyatt. Quick single of her own. It's usually Danny Wyatt that is explosive during the power play. One of only 5 international cricketers to hit a couple of T20 tons.
Yeah, she's not used to playing second fiddle, but we've seen it quite a lot in this tournament so far. I'll come back to that one.
And that's definitely sliding. Not quite as close as the one in the second over of the game. Off the index finger, seam up, old-fashioned arm ball there. You can see it struck her in line with leg and sliding down, but good bowling nevertheless. As is that, beautiful stuff, Stephanie Taylor. Just when ANTI-PIRACY was looking super dangerous, the setup from Taylor, superb. Goes with the arm ball, beats the inside edge, follows it up with a traditional off break. The hard spun delivery again off the index finger and feathered through to the experienced Katie Martin. ANTI-PIRACY out inside the power play, her lowest score of the competition, 20 from 15. The Falcons are 29 for 1. Marika Hill back into the team today. She made 15 from 17 against the Spirit. Of course, she took the first wicket of the entire competition against the Warriors back on opening night. Quick single, first ball. Quiet through. We might need to have a couple of looks at the previous dismissal. The ball ended up in Martin's gloves, immediately flashed up on the screen as leg before. I reckon there might have been a feather on it as well. Either way, she did set her up superbly, Taylor. Come back to that end of the over. Last ball here, down the leg side, signalled wide 2. Just what was required from the Tornadoes. The wicket at Chamari Adapatu, only 4 runs coming from the 4th, 31 for 1 the score. So the ball before it passed the inside edge, and the next ball holding its line, yes, a feather through to the gloves, and ANTI-PIRACY didn't wait for the finger to go up. She knew she edged it. Happy to walk. Katie Martin, 37 years of age, still got some of the best gloves in the game. 2 cricketers who've played a lot of cricket against each other. So Sitarana Magar, the Nepalese left armour, is going to bowl the 5th over of the innings. The first time we've seen her inside the power play. A vote of faith there from Sophie Devine. Spot on to Marika Hill, the Falcons number 3.
Yeah, I like this bringing in Sitarana earlier. She has a little something different here, the Nepalese bowler. Perhaps we'll be seeing that celebration that we've all seen so much of. The Tornadoes will be hoping anyway. Picked up a wicket in the last game, was very excited, as always.
Yes, picked up Sophia Dunkley yesterday. Good scout. You see Tarana McGrath. Took 1 for 19 against the Sapphires back at the start of the tournament. 1 for 24 against the Barmy Army too. So she's been effective and in the game. Bowled in all 5 games for the Tornadoes.
I'd also love...
Measured risk from White across her stumps and gets a boundary for it. So White seeing that big gap at deep backward square, just 2 out inside the power play. Wanting to show who's bossed early in this over of left arm spin. You can see they're hanging in the air. White, one of the best sweepers in the game. Doesn't try and overhit it. Minimum of fuss. White, who remade herself as an opener back in the 2017 Women's Ashes in Canberra, made a half-century and a ton in consecutive days. A thrilling century to win that T20 series. Made 100 in the recently completed One-Day World Cup in the semi-final. Signalled wide here.
Yeah, in that World Cup earlier on this year, England had her batting lower down the order, but they did bring her up the order to replace Lauren Winfield-Hill, and it was effective.
Doesn't find the gap here. Yeah, had a funny couple of years, White. She's been in and out of that one-day team. They brought her back as the finisher against New Zealand and India in the one days they played at home. Found our way back to the top. Played well against Australia to start the Women's Ashes. Finds the gap this time. Better from Wyatt. Waiting on it deep in the crease. A couple of boundaries in the over. 5 gone. 41 for 1 the score as we have a change in commentary.
Of Tanzania, got a couple of hundreds. Beth Mooney, Danny Wyatt, who's out there batting in the middle. There's good company there, Lanning and Dotton. And we've got Sune Luce, who's been on early in lots of games. Just watch. Wyatt's played the sweep, then the cut. Oh, a little skidder. Chopped out, they take a single, and just what Mariko Hill has to do. Mostly give Danny Wyatt some strike. Front of the hand, that one. Not a leggy. Seam comes back. Well watched. Change in the field, the sweeper comes in from the offside. They've got a long off, they've got a cow corner. And protection on the leg for the leg spinner. Another one out of the front of the hand. Sune Luce mixing it up. With me, Isabel Duncan, welcome to you this afternoon.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Well, they're above the average power play score here already, the Falcons.
Nicely placed, there'll only be 2. Stair Callis, pretty swift around the outfield.
Yeah, I think that power play score coming up in 2 balls' time will be quite high. The average is 38, mainly thanks to ANTI-PIRACY, of course, which cut down in her prime. Her lowest score of the tournament of 20 or 15 balls. Caught behind with the bowling of Taylor.
Oh, just on the line. I think it's a good call. You've got to play a shot at it if you want some reward. That's right on the wide guideline and let go. Well done, the bowler. White moves across the stumps, but Luce responds well. And a couple of veterans going at it. Well, that is the power play done, and the Falcons got 44. They've lost Jamari Atapatu.
Here we are, here's the power play, the first 6 overs, and look at this power from Atapatu. Great foot movement, stand and deliver from her. And there she is, caught behind. It's definitely a feather. And here's Danny Wyatt. Slashing away. Natural stroke player, Danny Wyatt.
And that just confirms that the first power play, well, there's only one power play. Sometimes you get confused because now in Australian games you have 2 power plays in BBL, WBBL. You have a super power bonus point, you have 4 overs and 2 later, and it gets a little bit confusing, but we're sticking with the ICC rules here. And it's one of the stars of the tournament. Winifred Racingham comes on and little outswinger gets a dot. And while Winifred comes on here, Mel's downstairs.
Yes, I certainly am. I'm down here with someone who's been the heart and soul of cricket in Thailand for a long time, and that is Sonorin Tipok. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us just an idea of how much cricket has grown in Thailand? You were captain for 14 years, so you've seen it all.
Actually, I think we a little bit grow up because we have another game, we have an opportunity to play. So I think it's going, yeah. Thank you for that, yeah.
Well, you were the darlings, the wonderful story of the T20 World Cup in Australia. How important was that experience?
It's too much experience because of the first time for Thailand also. So it's a lot of improvement, a lot of comment, and we appreciate that, yeah.
One of the things that stood out was the fielding. Can you explain where the background of the players is, which makes you such good fielders?
Thank you so much for that. So actually we are like a softball player, so we know what the ball come or we take the ball in our hand. So we just keep 100% every ball. Is that key point for us, yeah.
And it was so disappointing last year. You missed out on qualifying for the Women's World Cup in New Zealand because COVID disrupted the qualifiers. Can you describe to us how that felt, the reaction of the team?
So we preparing to do that is like a broken heart. So we can't do anything with that situation, but we improve in the ODIs, so we just keep going. It's not no comment that, but now I think we get the status already, and we happy with that.
Well, you've been wonderful to watch. One of the great stories of women's cricket. Long may it continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
48 for 1, the Falcons. A loose going outside off stump wide because Danny Wyatt had moved early. Ended up chopping it straight to the fielder behind point. Once again she moves, this time Wyatt goes leg side. But there's coverage out there, Callis in the shadows, and that is a no ball. A free hit. That's definitely a no ball.
a long way over.
Well, she's got a long delivery stride, hasn't she? And that's really unusual for spinners. She gets low, bends the front knee, and massive delivery stride. You'd think she was a fast bowler, but she's more sensible than that. So, the field could change because the strike changed.
Yes, Mariko Hill of Hong Kong. She scored 15 against the Spirit and took 1 for 23 against the Warriors. Plays for the Jade Jets in Hong Kong in the Women's Premier League.
Sune loose once again. Make sure her field's correct. We're outside the power play, so you can have 4 outside the circle. Hill uses her feet, then plays late. I mean, she's watching the ball.
Yeah, it's positive here for Mariko Hill. Here she is. Ooh, that's on the pads.
That was a free hit ball. lucky you can't get out. Wide drives, hits the sweeper. Looking into the sun. On the eastern side of the ground. It's really tricky out there in another half an hour or so. Really tricky at low sun. Hill once again plays late. Happy to take a single.
Yeah, it's hard work in this first game when you're fielding first in the sunshine there. It was the Falcons that won the toss and elected to bat. I think that was a good move. Based on previous results, 9 out of 13 been won, batting first.
6. Hitting that into the shadows. The Falcons, 59 for 1.
Here it is, opening up here. Danny Wyatt gets down on one knee and pulls it. Sees it nice and early, gets underneath it. That's a big 6. Wyatt looking to get on with it here. Shuffles across her crease. She's been doing that a lot, playing cat and mouse with the bowler, Joe Singham.
You can watch us all over the planet, all the continents. Oh, was that a nick? Taking Katie Martin. So yeah, but the only continent the CG Fairbreak Invitational is not going to is Antarctica, and I'm waiting for reports back from a few of the research stations down there, see if they've viewed it. Now that will be something special. You can watch us in the desert, or you can watch us in the tundra.
Well, you know, you can play cricket on the ice. I played in St Moritz, cricket on ice. They started playing there in the 1880s. Professional game there 2 years ago.
Did you play the first game? No, sorry.
Just
kidding, just kidding.
You know how to make friends, don't you?
Nice one,
Meanwhile, Winifred's bowling stump to stump, keeping the batters honest. And they'll be watching in Malaysia, watching their new cricket superstar.
Yeah, we love Winnie. 3 for 24 against the Warriors, player of the match.
Mariko Hill goes leg side, but she might get 4 also. No. Lydia Saxena from Canada. Well, she comes about the tundra out in the middle of Canada, Calgary or around there. So hopefully they're tuned in that part of North America.
A lot of fresh air involved in that shot. It's more positive. Just punched for 1 run.
Good finish to the over for Durasingham. She's got just the 8 off the 2 overs, and the Falcons 63 for 1 off 9. Danny White's doing the majority of the scoring for the moment after Chamari Adipatu's dismissal, but Mariko Hill of Hong Kong doing a good job of support. Just trying to get off strike, taking singles, the occasional big shot. Marnie Taylor, one for her thirds. She's the successful bowler so far. And that we see White go wide of the stumps early a lot. Be interesting to see if Taylor can actually bowl leg side, because that, once again, another new interpretation. If you go offside and the bowler bowls leg side, you can bowl it fairly wide of leg stump. Once again, same tactic from the batter, same tactic from the bowler.
Well, we're approaching that all-important 10-over mark, and of course the torpedoes will be after that point. The average is 65, the score for the 10 overs. And that's what the torpedoes will be after when they're batting. They just need 1 point to make that semi-final. It'll be equal points for the Sapphires. And they beat them on the head-to-head earlier on in the tournament.
Marika Hill, certainly strong, square of the wicket on the offside. She's got really quick hands. Danny White's strong all over the ground. Batting average in T20s in the last 12 months is 48.5. With a strike rate of 130.
They don't want to finish fourth, really, because then they'll end up playing Spirit in that first semi-final.
Mariko Hill tries a Danny White style shot. Yeah, I mean, it's a big game. They're already qualified, but there's lots to play for. We saw the decision to bat when you win the toss. Why? Because we haven't done it yet in the tournament. And if we have to bat first in the semis, well, we need to know what we're doing. So that's a perfectly good reason. Taylor to White's following a pattern at the moment. Bowl wide, happy to take a single on the offside.
Yeah, it's a bit of cat and mouse, isn't it, between those two?
And I'll just say, this is the last ball of the over, but that's how Stefani Taylor's used to bowling. Under new rules, she can go leg side. Another single just to finish the over. So her 3 overs have gone for 20. That's 10 overs gone. We're halfway of this first innings, and the Falcons have got 70. The loss of Chamari Adipatu.
Welcome back to the SDG Fairbreak Invitational. The Falcons are out in the middle. Danny Wyatt and Mariko Hill. Last wicket to fall, Chamari Atapatu, only wicket to fall, boxed by Stefani Taylor. Just getting a little outside edge and expertly taken by one of the world's most experienced keepers in Katie Martin. Atapatu has been in outstanding form, so that was a huge breakthrough for them. See there, Taylor with the 1 wicket. Dharasingham has been economical and she is going to continue. Melinda Farrell taking you through the next 5 overs on commentary with Georgie Heath. First time we've commentated together.
Oh, you're in for a treat, Mel. We're matching in our blue today. Without the Sapphires playing, it doesn't feel like we're being biased to anyone, so...
I got in trouble from Sana Mir yesterday because I was wearing an orange skirt and she had a pop. She said, "Are you supporting the Falcons?" It's coincidence. Danny Wyatt goes in the air. There is a fielder in the deep and it's taken on the run. Second wicket falls for the Falcons. Diana Baig it is, who was safe under the high ball. Another big wicket for the Falcons and another one for Winifred Dharasingham.
Yeah, the Malaysian magician here just making some magic happen. And Diana Baig, she was never dropping this. She's so fit, she's so athletic, kept her eyes on it, got her feet in position. And Winnie is on the charge again. She's been economical and now she's got the wicket, the big wicket of Danny Wyatt.
Danny Wyatt departs for 32. The Falcons 71 for 2. Hill is facing and she's got past the fielder, Stefani Taylor, with the dive. She dived over it, so a wicket followed up by a boundary. It was the 8th wicket for Winnie, she's known, but on this occasion, oh, a lovely shot. Stefani Taylor unable to stop it. Lizzie Bates is the new batter out there, but they had crossed, so she's not on strike.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the end of Atapatu and Danny Wyatt, who are 2 big players, but then bringing Susie Bates, this is what brought Susie Bates to the crease.
Watch those fingers around the ball. Lovely celebration. She's already got 1 watch as Winnie, player of the match earlier on. A very popular winner she was too.
Oh, nice.
So Bates gets a first touch and there's a little, well, I guess you say a fielding error, but it was well stopped, but they run through for the single. That's Bates off the mark.
Yeah, so Susie Bates, highest score of 60 in this game, captain of this side. She missed out on a few games with Danny Wyatt led the side.
It's a lovely shot, just a little bit of width, but they just get the 2, they run back hard. That is the end of the 11th over. The Falcons 79 for 2.
The Fairbreak Effect NFT project has officially launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Owners of the NFT gain a membership that will have exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. So head on up to www.fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code and stay up to date with all things Fairbreak.
Sophie Devine comes into the attack to bowl to her New Zealand teammate of old. They were both captains, both out there at the toss, and no love lost out here though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you were out there at the toss with them, weren't you, Mel? There's a lot to play for these two. Obviously, Tornadoes are looking to reach that semi-final with that point, but it's always nice to have a little battle between two stalwarts of the Kiwi game.
Just to demonstrate the quality of players that we have in the Fairbreak Invitational. Susie Bates out there, Stefani Taylor. They're the two highest run scorers in women's T20 internationals. Unable to get all of it, but enough to scamper through for the single. Oh, like magic, there it is. Susie Bates, Stefani Taylor. Both well over 3,000 runs and some other big names on that as well. Long on comes running in, so it'll just be the single. Yeah, Deandra Dotton also playing in this tournament as well, so good calibre there. Width and carved away through cover, but there is a sweeper, Diana Baig, who took that catch earlier. She does the clean-up at the end of the 12th over. The Falcons 82 for 2. Mariko Hill and Susie Bates out in the middle. Match 14, the Falcons looking to turn the screws and basically knock the Tornadoes out of the competition. They need a point from this game, at least one. We see Maga continue. First over went for 10. Police player. There's an appeal. Did you get a fingertip to it? Was she out of her crease? We're going to have a look at that one. We've seen that happen in this competition before. It's a horrible way to get out.
Yeah, we saw it early on in the tournament. Rwandan player Henriette just got her fingers to it. So perhaps this is another one of those. Maybe it's that bit of special magic that we need.
Just a finger. She might be in trouble, Mariko Hill. Look from this angle, the ball was tossed up. She came down to meet it. Oh. Just another look from this angle. Very hard to tell. Tough decision, this one, for the...
Yeah, really tough. Because if she's got a finger to it, she's out. Her bat was not grounded, and that's it. Mariko Hill is going to have to go. Some magic there from Sita Rana Maga. Are we going to see the Pushpa celebration? Not today. Not today. She's going to keep us hanging.
So Mariko Hill batted well. 21 off 24, but she's the third wicket to fall. Falcons, they are 82 for 3.
Shipper.
Dizzy Bates comes down the pitch again, and this time it'll just be down to long on for a single. She's joined out there now by Christina Gough, and this is why Marga just managed to get a fingertip to that. Mariko Hill was backing up well out of the ground. And she was sure she'd got a fingertip to it. There's the salute. Thanks for coming. Inside edge. Dangerous. The throw's coming in quickly, but she manages to get through. Bates was already a long way down. Sune loose, excellent arm.
Yeah, they did well to scuttle through for one there. Christina Gough not been in the greatest of form in this tournament. A high score of 12. Dizzy Bates cuts it through the covers there. Picked up. Yeah, it's a good bit of fielding there. Chose the right end.
It's a flattered delivery. It just squirts off the outside of the bat. No run. Yeah, Christina Gough, I know she was probably a bit disappointed that she hasn't made more of an impact with the bat at this point. It's bowled one over. It's aerial but safe.
You feel perhaps for her this could be a good opportunity. Yeah, so Falcons 85 for 3 after 13 here in Dubai International Stadium.
Sophie, I just need back to that left here.
Couple of wickets falling. Well outside her crease, Susie Bates plays that out through the covers, so they get a single there. And Christina Gough, she grew up playing for Warwickshire. She was born in Hamburg and played a lot of her cricket in England, but moved back to Germany, and she's played there since 2015. A great chat to her at the cocktail party that preceded this event.
Another dot there. Yeah, it would be nice to see her have that flourish that we've seen her do for Germany. And I spoke to her in the press conference the other day, and she's hoping that this ignites more women's cricket in Germany, and they see her out there performing. So it'd be so nice to see her get some runs on the board and really stamp her authority on this and put German cricket on the map.
Well, that's well played, but well fielded. Great work in the covers by Stare Callis, I think that is out there. Now, at the moment, she's got a tough job, Sophie Devine bowling, but she has forced a fielding change. That fielder just dropping back to the fence. Yeah, she was so excited to be here. I actually live in Birmingham when I'm in England as well, so we had a little Brummy chat. It's a good shot. It's a quick throw, but it was wide in the end from Stefani Taylor. They're just a little bit scratchy at first, but prepared to drop and run. Tell you what, it's brave running on Stefani Taylor's arm. Oh, it's a little bit funky, but it doesn't work. Susie Bates and Sophie Devine and the Kiwi keeper all having a bit of fun out there. It is the end of the 14th over. The Falcons 87 for 3. Well, we're certainly seeing some players having fun out there, but this is an important match as Maga continues. Full toss, but Gough unable to put it away.
Yeah, I think if she were in form and seeing it like some of the other players, that was going a long way.
She didn't see that one at all. Not too much damage done, just a little bit frustrated there, I think, to make sure she doesn't overplay it.
Well, I'm still getting over, actually, an Aussie and a German talking in Brummie at a cocktail party in Dubai.
Bit of all right, Babs. So it was.
Might need subtitles for that.
And it just runs through for the single. Probably good tactic to just turn it over and give the strike as much as possible to the informed Susie Bates. You can see on the right there, Sean Martin, as I call him, the daddy of the tournament. This is his brainchild and passion. And that is played beautifully into the gap. There are two fielders in the deep, a mid-wicket and a long on, but that ball pierced them. 4 runs.
Yeah, Susie Bates got a hold of that. She just shuffles up the wicket, swings through. Yeah. Split the two fielders out there.
Down the wicket again and almost goes for the same shot, but this time it's a little bit square and Diana Baig is the sweeper. That is the end of the 15th over. Changing commentary coming up. The Falcons 93 for 3.
Five overs to go. They've been slowed by 2 wickets, losing Danny Wyatt, 32, then Mariko Hill, unlucky to be run out non-strikers end. Back in the team today, the Hong Kong international. Adam Collins and Isha Ghosh picking up the commentary. Marina Lamplau watching on today, not in the 11. She'll be back for the finals, I suspect. Andre Mazepeda getting an opportunity with the ball for the first time in the competition. Hasn't batted or bowled so far, but in the team today.
And she's up against the very experienced Susie Bates, who will have to build some kind of a partnership that Ellis Villani and Babette de Lead strung together yesterday for the Sapphires.
Picked up, high charge, gone! Into the attacker wicket, second ball, the Austrian captain. Just done for a lack of pace. The bespectacled all-rounder into the game straight away.
Zepeda is proving to be quite the surprise package that the Tornadoes have unleashed on the opposition in this crucial game. The Falcons are 94 for 4, and the 4th wicket has come courtesy Andre Zepeda, who's playing her first game.
Watching her back there, see that hanging in the air. She sprinted all the way down the other end. A lovely moment on the final day of the group stage at Fairbreak. Christina Gough gone for 3, 94 for 4. Nanapat Koncharonkai, the Thai vice-captain, hasn't got out of single figures in the tournament so far. And Zapita brought on for her first over inside the death overs. She's been waiting for this opportunity. Hasn't batted yet in the comp, and there it is, second ball. Sure, it's not pretty down the leg side, but back of the bat, hanging in the air. Yes. Katie Martin does the rest.
Christina Gough has a bit of a laugh as she walks back.
Well, Christina Gough made a ton against Austria last year, the team that Zapita skippers. Into the gap. Yep. Bates is on the back foot waiting for it. Her strike rate goes beyond 100 for the first time. They need to find the boundary consistently through the back half here.
And speaking of tons, Susie Bates got her first match at Dunedin during the Women's ODI World Cup earlier this year, and also got 100 against Bangladesh. Swats this off the back foot. Susie Bates of Andrea May Zapita.
Yeah, no one with more T20 international runs than the New Zealand champion. $100 up here. Single down the ground. Zapita, we should say, if it is her only over, her only moment in the limelight. She's a doctor by training. She's taken 2 weeks annual leave to be part of Fairbreak. I've seen her tapping away at her keyboard in the lobby each morning doing some work. She found cricket because her dad lived around the corner from a club in Vienna. It's a great story. Ball's 2 from Koncharonkai, and they'll get back. So 9 runs coming from the over, but the wicket of Tina Gough as well. The Falcons, 4 overs to go. They're 102 for 4. Zapita has a great record. She was the ICC Associate Cricketer of the Year last year. Has an international ton to her name. So didn't expect to see her with the ball before we see her bat, but so it goes. The 7th bowler used today, and I like the fact that Sophie Devine's been happy to throw the ball to someone new towards the death. Durasingham. See her soon again, soon I'm sure. 1 for 17.
And it looks like Devine has been saving herself up for the end overs. A 7-pronged attack deployed by the Tornadoes today.
So loads of options there. No bowler having sent down their complement as yet. 4 overs to go. I expect Dana Baig will bowl 18 and 20. Divya Saxena. So they're going for new bowlers in overs 16 and 17. Here we go. Bit of pace there from the all-rounder. The 8th bowler used.
Could we also have Katie Martin roll her arm over, please?
Not far away from that, must be said.
Well, if Heather Knight could keep the other day for Bamiami, why not Katie Martin bowling for the Tornadoes?
So Saxena was named the MVP during the World Cup qualifier last year. Ricky Shingle, right there in the block hole, Canadian. 28 years of age, an all-rounder. At competition in Mexico for the Americas division. So led the way there.
Kind of similar yellow shoes as one of our camera persons. Bright and yellow by Saxena and our camera person Tahir.
Nicely picked up. So Divya Saxena hasn't batted or bowled in the comp yet either. That worked nicely in the previous over with Zapita. And it's working. Just 4 singles in the over so far. Of course, our yellow-shoed cameraman down there got whacked in the leg by Jamariata Padu earlier. Full toss. Bates can't get it away. So 5 singles. This is working. This is when the Falcons need to be teeing off, and they can't. Lack of pace.
One half of the Smash sisters in action with the bat right now, and the other half will be in action soon in Sophie Devine.
That's a great over. Divya Saxena concedes just 5 runs from the 17th. They might need her again. The Falcons 107 for 4, 3 overs left. Oh, look at those shoes again from Divya Saxena. Look like moulded soles that you might see wearing a player wearing in five-a-side football or something like that. Not the traditional spikes. Yeah, there they are, the moulds. I think they actually are football boots.
Might be a bit of a hat tip to the 2 dual internationals playing in this game.
So they're going to stick with Zepeda here. Three out on the leg side, all in front of square, the long off on the offside. Shadow covers the pitch. Across the stumps, picked up, down towards fine leg. Well played, Susie Bates. Knows that with the ball coming down so slow, she can trust herself. She can trust her eye. Jumping all the way over. Help yourself once she's there.
She's got an interesting action, hasn't she, Andreme Zepeda? Looks innocuous, but can take the bat by surprise.
Good response. Stop ball. Run out opportunity. Devine decides to hold instead of throw. So Bates yet to get away. 24 from 21. Watching this action. Full toss and 4 more. Can't bowl there to Susie Bates. Made 60 against the Warriors to start the tournament. 25 from 22 in her only other game. Missed a couple through illness. But building here nicely with 15 balls to go. If she can face the majority of those, there'll be a good nick, the Falcons.
The bragging rights are up in this game. Sophie Devine will be keeping a close eye on the proceedings as the current New Zealand captain takes on the former New Zealand captain.
Third time she's attempted that in the over. And well bowled. Top of off that was hitting. Bates played that shot without a degree of risk. And that's fine. Lucky not to roll it back onto her woodwork as well. Two's the call, but it'll be 4. 3 in the over. No room to work with there. Zepeda may be a doctor, but that was surgical from Bates. Had about 20 yards to work with, if that. Drops short, one hand off the bat. Keeps the strike importantly. 13 runs from the 18th over, 120 for 4 the score. I think occasionally we can get sort of trapped in the idea of speaking about Susie Bates in the past tense, what she has achieved, but it's not for nothing that last year in the Super Smash she was the first player ever to score more than 500 runs in that competition in New Zealand domestic cricket. She's still got plenty of cricket to play. Strike rate now up to 132. Still ranked number 7 in T20 internationals by the ICC as a batter. So how many balls can Bates face out of the final 12? She's there with Concharonkai. There'll be a degree of manipulation required here for the Falcons to max out from here.
Concharonkai is probably playing her spectator's role to perfection right now. She's enjoying what seems like a vantage point as Susie Bates goes about her business.
So back comes Diana Bagg, the Pakistan attack leader. Her third over. Saw her coming. Resourceful from both players. Taking on Stair Callis's arm. Nothing wrong with that. So Bagg saw what Bates was doing, then Bates responded to Bagg's adjustment. They both nearly ended up off the pitch. Partnership worth 28 from 17 now. And they get to 140, 145 even. Sky won't quite carry to long off. Her opposing numbers are tidying up. We've seen bulk runs scored in the final 2 overs in games played in the afternoon the last couple of days. The Spirit whacked 32 a couple of days ago.
Both Devine and Bates are dual internationals, mind you, for New Zealand, having played basketball and hockey for the national team respectively. Bates basketball and Devine hockey.
Concharankai into the gap. Doesn't quite have the legs. Yep, good fielding. Dragged in. Sune loose. Tandem with Shukla out there. And they'll check it. Correction, that was Beebe who did the follow-up work there, saving 1 run, 3, which means the strike goes back to Bates. Great result. So the average score batting first has been 148 in this tournament, up from about 143 a couple of days ago. So batting in the afternoon has been an advantage. 5 of the 6 teams to bat first in the afternoon fixture have won.
Concharankai, of course, had faced Diana Bagg at the 2021 Women's ODI World Cup qualifiers, where Thailand beat Pakistan.
Yeah, block hole, but spills away. Sapina work to do. Gets there, just. Back for a couple. Yorker right on the line of the crease. That's where you need to be at the death. Oh, put down. Straight in, straight out on the reverse from Bates. She'll retain the strike as well. 12 runs coming from the over, 19 gone. The Falcons, 132 for 4. So Saxena there at short third. Bounced off her chest back onto the turf. That could be costly because Bates has the strike back with 6 balls to go. Strike rate up to 135. And the luxury of throwing Stefani Taylor at the ball for the final over. Picked up a really important wicket inside the power play. Nicked off Chamari Atapatu for 20. Just after Atapatu smacked 2 long straight 6s. back in the team today.
A good, useful hand from Conchara and Kai here. 11 of 7. And the partnership has been steady and quick, adding some acceleration to the Tornadoes' innings. 38 of 22 this stand between Bates and Conchara and Kai.
Deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, deep point. Dot ball. Good. Got to get the strike back to Bates. That'll do. So 4 balls remaining, remembering that it's the chasing team, the Tornadoes, who desperately need 1 point out of this game. If they don't, they'll miss the semi-finals. What will they be chasing? Bates out the deep mid-wicket on the bounce.
Taylor's West Indian teammate Deandra Doughton has built quite an incredible reputation of bowling sensational last overs. Can the West Indies captain follow in her footsteps and bowl an economical one?
Start dot 1-1. Catches the call, won't quite carry again. Yeah, that's right. Deandra Doughton just does not concede boundaries in the last over at T20s as a rule. That's the extra yard of pace. So same field for Bates. Mid-off inside the circle. Can she make room? She tries, but Yorker length. That's the last ball she'll face, Bates. 41 from 31, so not quite sticking the landing.
This has been a vital performance from Stephanie Taylor, who was out of the previous game.
Last ball. Have to take 2 here, have to chance their hand, and they do. So only 6 runs coming from the final over. A satisfied grin there from the captain Devine, knowing that they're chasing just 139 to make it through to the semi-finals.
Welcome back to the SDG Fairbreak Invitational on the final day of the round robin section of this tournament, and the Falcons are playing the Tornadoes, and that is how the match has begun. Jamari Atapatu, Danny White got away to a decent start. Mariko Hill chipped in before unfortunately run out of the bowler's hand. Susie Bates was strong at the end. A wicket to the Austrian, Sir Peter. Fascinating dismissal getting out the German Gough. They won it 38 for 4. Will that be competitive? Isabel Duncan with me as we look at the highlights of the Falcons' first innings.
Here they are, and they're getting bowling. Atapatu going for it at a gallop. Stand and deliver from Atapatu, muscling it all over the place, getting underneath it. 2 sixes. Here's another one. In the air a long time, it's gone a long way. And there's the feather, caught by Martin. Lovely bowling from Taylor. Swept across the line there. Risky shot, gets runs from it. Likes to cut. Wyatt, she's a natural stroke maker. Using the crease. Is it going to go all the way? Has it got the legs? Yes, it has. Once again, launching. Wyatt, and she's caught. Might get hold of it, comes off the tail end of the bat. Here's Mariko Hill of Hong Kong. Your feet well. Oh, and there's a run out there. That's come off the fingers of Magar and will be given out. Let's have a look at this again in slow motion. Just tips the fingers. Another wicket there for the Tornadoes. Good foot movement. Beating the ring. Going all the way. That's gone high in the air. That's Christina Gough. She's gone. Easy catch there for the keeper. Martin. Austria takes on Germany in that last ball. That's a good looking pull shot. It's gone all the way. Using the crease well. Susie Bates using that experience. Shuffling across. Here she goes again. Does she get hold of it? Yes, she does. Throwing the arms at it. It's loopy. It's in the air. It's going to pierce the ring. Yes, it is.
So good storming finish the Falcons. They got 138 for 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bowlers. Had to add them up for a moment. First wicket of the tournament for Henri Mays, Peter from Austria, getting out Tina Gough of Germany. Winifred Racing Hand from Malaysia again was in the wickets. Sune Luce's leg spinners were good. Sita Rana Marga from Nepal was good. Diana Baker, another catch dropped off her, so I think she's had about 7 for the match. So that's how we are at the halfway mark, 138 for 4. The Tornadoes need 139 when we come back. Welcome to the inaugural edition of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational 2022. Final round of the round robin, the Falcons and Tornadoes, and plenty to play for. Falcons won 38 for 4. After winning the toss and batting, which was interesting, Izzy Duncan with me. That was we've seen a tournament where a lot of sides have been sent in so far, but that's the score they got after they did bat first.
Well, I think the Tornadoes have kept the Falcons in check here. The power play, they were away at a gallop. 10 over mark, of course, 70 for 1. Here we are, here's the innings. It's Bates, smashing it around. Here she is again. She likes to make room for herself. She shuffles across the crease. It's Austria who's bowling. It's a full toss, we should put that away. 41 not out, Bates.
Yeah, top score for the skipper, 41 of 31. Lots of contributions all the way down there, but no one getting a big score. 9 bowlers used for the Tornadoes. Went for that many. Peter, expensive second over, bowling to Susie Bates, but a wicket in her first of the tournament. So the first target for those two batters. Sophie Devine on your screen, the New Zealand absolute legend. Interesting today, up against her long-time teammate, Susie Bates. That just adds a little spice to the contest. But Izzy, so if they win the game, they've got one other target. If they win it, they're through. What else do they have to do to go through?
Well, Tornadoes, they need that 1 point, don't they? So they'll be all focused on that bonus point at 10 overs. 70 for 1 is the 10 overs score. We'll be looking to the top order here to lay a foundation and accelerate through this power play as well. It's a good power play for the Falcons earlier, 44 for 1. They'll need to go at a gallop to get this 10 over score. It's above the average of 65.
Well, they have a couple of batters who can go at the gallop. Steve Callis from the Netherlands, certainly one of those. Ujun Shukla with a little left arm in darters. Gets the new ball, so a challenge straight up from the Falcons against these top-ranked batters. Here we go. That little slider in, that's dangerous stuff. I mean, really, to an extent, as they come back for 2 well run, it's a bit like facing Sophie Eccleston, who, can bowl little sliders and seamers. Nice seam on the Satch ball. Not a lot of bounce or pace to work with. That was a dropping full toss. Doesn't quite land, just the single. This is actually quite dangerous bowling, this. You don't want to take this for granted. You need to concentrate hard here. Look, Steve Keller's got out a fairly poor shot last night. Just clunked one to mid-off. I'll be looking for much more from her. Experienced campaigner. I reckon this is brilliant captaincy from Bates. Just brilliant.
Yeah, I like this. I like Gurung of Bhutan. She gets to swing a bit. She takes the pace off the ball. It's not coming onto the bat.
Lovely seam, bit of drop as a Yorker. Now that's cleverly played. I think that's going to run for 4. This outfield's getting quicker and quicker here by the day. And don't you love a keeper who chases everything to the boundary? And a pat gone Darren Kai of Thailand. There's the keeper there. Oh, I better get that. I'm sorry, it's Theta Satish. Got that wrong. Theta Satish from the UAE. Very similar stature. Both terrific keepers. There she is, disappearing through the shot at pace. Here's trouble. Is this another run out? It's not. Susie Bates makes it. Fascinating opening over here. The Tornadoes 8 for no wicket. Tornadoes looking for the solitary point, and they only need 1 point to be equal to the Sapphires because they've already beaten the Sapphires, so the head-to-head record's better.
Yeah, so it's just this scrap really between the Sapphires and the Tornadoes for that final position in the semi-finals. The Tornadoes now going all guns blazing for 10 overs. They need to get 71, the 10 over mark, to get that, grab that bonus point. Target is 71 for the bonus point after 10 overs.
And we've got left arm seam up from both ends. Andrew Gurong from Bhutan. He's had a terrific tournament so far. This plays went nicely off the pad. He's got very good balance. Divine, no. I want another run out.
Yeah, well, Gurung has taken the new ball on a number of occasions. We've often seen her take the new ball with Jahanara. You get that right arm, left arm combination with that new ball. Seam up. Good stump to stump bowling from Bhutan here. Anju Gurung.
Ball just slanting in off stump. A great challenge. Gurung from Bhutan to one of the best players ever in white ball cricket. Goes the big shot. That won't be out. I've got to love the appeal though. Don't ask, you don't get.
Does she appeal in English or in Bhutanese, I wonder?
She appeals in cricket.
Which is a scream. It's a war cry, in fact, isn't it?
Yeah, you throw the arms up. All the umpires know is what that means. Look at that. That is Dennis Lilly without the headband.
He's got the war paint.
Bowled again. Not Dennis Lilly used to have the ball paint all over, a bit more stripy with the block out. You do need a bit in Dubai, the block out, especially if you come from up in the hills of Bhutan. Hills, mountains.
You come from the Surrey Hills. I'm lobster colour.
Once again, I think this is just standing captaincy from Susie Bates. Left arm swing. Use the new ball. We've seen it swing a bit. Swing it into both right-handers. She understands both of her opening bowls fairly accurate. At the moment, it's been a very successful tactic. Oh, because it's so hard to get that away. A terrific over from Andrew Gurong. The Tornadoes had 10 of the first 2.
Tight from the 2 left armers, just keeping that run rate down here to only 5. Required is 7. They're under pressure here, the Tornadoes, to get that bonus point after 10 overs. 71 is the target.
Just the 1 over to begin. Swung it. Oh well, just 1 ball wrong, it's put away. Gonna slip in here with Jahanara Alam. Terrific record Look, always go with the economy number first when you look at T20 numbers. 5.3, that's outstanding.
She adds a bit of glamour as well, of course, with the bandana queen and all the face paint. Designed to intimidate.
This is Bashundhara's 5th match of the tournament. She's just got the 1 wicket so far. Has beaten the bat quite a bit. Hasn't been the luckiest of tournaments. Going for 7.8. Tournament average is about 7.6, so just around the tournament average. Brilliant shot. Cracked away.
Just release the pressure valve here. Divine punching in the V as straight as you like, and nutmegs the bowler, Bashundhara. Really get anything on it. The lovely looking shot. Showing her class here, Divine.
Swing is with brilliantly fielded by Mariko Hill. Used her full height to dive away to her left. That is a great save. And bowlers really do appreciate, they understand our bowler wide ball, it's not a great delivery, deserved maybe to hit for 4. And one of your fielders saves it.
Here's Callis. She'll be wanting a score, Callis. She started well in the tournament. She was player of the match in her first game with 32, and she scored a 58 after that, but the last 2 innings she's failed.
It's a bit more width. There's some more brilliant fielding. The Falcons are on fire in the field.
Real commitment here. It's just trying to cut. Gets a hand to it. It's Arua. Good throw as well. Piling on the pressure to these tornadoes. Need to up this run rate.
Little adjustment of the field. The team talk at half-time would have been interesting about how we approach either the 10-over target or the 20-over target. You've got to be really clear in your plans what you're doing. Are we trying to get 1 point or are we trying to win the game? This time that width is punished. So you're chasing that 71. Off cutter, not seam up. So is that forefront in your mind? Is it your primary target, your secondary target? So the captains and coaches' instructions on that target, how they'll go about the game, have to be very, very clear. Slow ball, picked up quickly by Divine. It is a very good over for the Tornadoes. They race away to 24. And no wicket, 3 overs gone.
Here's the 4. Like another cutter. It's just picked off the legs there of Divine. He's strong. Another boundary. It's a fast outfield.
$14 off the Bashundhara alarm over, just 1 of the first Andrew Gurong over, so she gets another. Ellis drives, takes on the field. They have to settle for singles at the moment because the bowling, the left-handers in particular, have just been too good. So really high risk factor to take on the lefties when they're swinging it back down the line towards the stumps. This one's a bit offline. Divine doesn't miss.
course, there are only 2 players outside of that 30-yard ring in the power play. So once you get it past that inner ring, it's likely to go for 4. She knows where the fielders are on the boundary. Here is Devine again. Bottom edge, but it goes all the way. Places it well. This goes behind square. Got a deep square leg. She's nowhere near that.
Susie Bates just a little tactical chat with Andrew, and I don't want to hit that one over long on. It's a little hand movement. Need to protect that, but it's still the power play. You're only allowed 2 out. Bowlers who have thrown the ball in the first 6, no, they don't have much protection. A lot of room inside the circle of the leg side. Bates gets the field right. Well skippered. And it's changes like that that win or lose games. Changing it ball by ball. Reading the batters, understand what your bowler's doing. And as this tournament's gone on, Bates has learnt more about Gurung. Little offline again, but that's fine because I think there's only 1 in it. No damage there.
Bowling on leg stump at the moment, Gurung. I think ideally she wants a little bit more shape and a little bit more swing, just tucking up the right-handers, keeping it tight.
That was a better line of Bates. Maybe her eyes lit up when she saw it full outside off stump. Just lost her shape a bit, lost her balance, went hard at it, and it just ducked back in and took the inside edge.
Just having a look at where the Falcons were after 6 overs. At the end of the power play, they were 44 for 1. So the Tornadoes ahead of that at the moment.
Bold little inside edge, no run. Another terrific over from the Bhutanese. Tornadoes, 32 for no wicket off 4.
Yeah, Devine and Callis now picking the pace up a bit. They've got their sights on that 10-over mark. They need 71 to pick up the bonus point in order to get into the semi-finals. So the pressure is on for them. There's plenty to come, though, with Taylor and Luce.
Good start for the Tornadoes, Devine and Callis. Against some fairly tight bowling, it must be said. Well, back to Gurjun Shukla, who opened the bowling. Left arm swingers and towards the fielder, towards Shamari Atapatu out there, but that is struck fiercely.
Yeah, Shukla off. Sweden hit for, looked like a 6 to me. Came up as 4 on the screen. Let's have another look at this. Gets underneath it. Flies. It flies, that ball. Beaten the boundary. That's 6 runs. The Devine, she's opening up here.
Takes this off Middle's peg and hits it about 75 metres.
To get the feeling that Shukla's being targeted here. Sweden is being invaded.
Well, this is the risk when you bring the bowler back on after they've had a look at the first over. First over was quite effective. They understand what she does with the ball now. This one's hacked away and almost out. That would have been the perfect comeback. Whoa, that would have been a big wicket for Shukla.
Rolling wider of the crease there, trying to vary it, Shukla. Slices it away. Callis, she gets away with it.
Now that's what Shukla's trying to do, round the wicket and angle in, swing in, cramp up the batter. That's what plan A is, and conceded that time. Let's just have a look at the early shots in this over. Big sweep shot. Another one across the line, but with control. Oh, and that's off middle again. This time it lands short of Jamari Atapatu.
Divine's strike rate now is 225.
They run off the last ball of the fifth over. The Tornadoes, they're just whipping up a storm at the moment. They're 47 for no wicket.
Well, Sophie Devine has decided it's time to unleash as the Tornadoes look first and foremost to get that bonus point at the end of 10 overs.
And why wouldn't she? She's the holder of the fastest T20I half century in women's cricket after all, of just 18 balls.
Whipped behind square. There's fielders in the deep. Melinda Farrell joining you now in commentary with Anesha Ghosh. It's our first time commentating together, but we've been colleagues for a long time, haven't we, Anesha?
That's right. Off the desk and here in the comms box for the SDG FBI 2-2.
Fantastic to have Anesha here. She's been leading the way in covering the women's game for a long time. Just carved backward a point and over the two fielders there. Stair Callis cruising along to 14 or 15. She's played a great supportive role to Sophie Devine. This time she gets the boundary.
Callis, like Devine, is no stranger to T20I records because in 2019 she equaled Meg Lanning's record for the highest T20I score of 126. The record was overtaken by Alisa Healy and others in the subsequent years.
That one's just turned square for a single, and that's why we're lucky to have Anesha here with us. A lot of information in that brain. She knows her stuff, and it's great to have her here. Tornadoes looking happy, looking hopeful. This match so important. It's everything to their chances in this tournament. Sophie Devine, experience, is leading the way. Again, there's plenty of vacant land out on the leg side, so she just flips it through for a single.
They are well within reach of getting the bonus point here, the Tornadoes, and that is all they need from this game to make the semi-finals of the inaugural STG Fairbreak Invitational 2022.
17 runs needed for that point. There's a call for a quick single, running to the danger end. Stair Callis, she gets there pretty comfortably in the end. Firmly driven, but straight to the fielder. That is the end of the over. 8 runs from it. Tornadoes 55 for none at the end of the power play.
Lots of big blows from Sophie Devine in that highlights package of the power play. She played across the ground, finding the gaps, creating non-existent chances, so to speak, and bludgeoning huge sixes And there you see the reaction from Sweden's Gunjan Shukla. She had no reaction to that whatsoever.
Umpire Claire Polisek just signalling the end of the power play. Made great strides herself for the cause of women in cricket, Claire Polisek, over recent years. In senior ranks of the umpires around the world. There, Callis it is on strike, and it's Jahanara back into the attack. Oh, beautifully carved away there, Callis, for 4 runs. Beats the fielder, and they're really putting their foot down now.
Ostensibly effortless from Stair Callis there. Jahanara Alam tries to go for the cutter, but it's cut deftly by Stair Callis for a 4. Jahanara Alam will have to come up with a comeback delivery after Kaya Arua is not able to intercept that cut from Stair Callis, the Netherlands player.
Oh, that was a better ball, but Callis was able to deal with it admirably. That's back-to-back boundaries by the Netherlands batter. We tried to cramp her, but you can see that one was much closer to the body. It had good bounce, but she was able to rise to meet the ball beautifully.
8 runs of the previous over, but 8 runs of the first 2 balls of this over already.
Now what can Jahanara come up with here? Oh, that was better again. In at the body. Making it hard to play. Jahanara is an interesting one. I have been wanting to know for a long time. This, you can see there, she's got the most amazing eyeliner makeup, and I've been wanting to know for a long time what brand she uses, because it's so hot out there. If I were to go out there and play with eyeliner on, I can tell you I'd look like I'd been punched in the face within 5 seconds. Good ball. That one too good for Callis, but we're going to get a single from it anyway. Yeah, I met her at the hotel and I said, look, I've been wanting to know this for a long time. What brand do you use? Because that's indestructible. So we see this ball again, a real nip backer.
And I can confirm that Mel had been trying to get to the heart of the matter since the 2020 T20 World Cup in Australia, where Bangladesh did feature, but Mel could only get the answer at the STG FPI 2-2. Yet another standout moment for the tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's been a long-held ambition of mine to discover that. Well, if you can't stop it with the hand, stop it with the boot. Took the edge off the ball. I did tweet about it at the time. That was my ambition in life, to find out what brand of eyeliner she used, and it ended up making a website as a news story, which I found quite incredible. Amazing. Oh, and that was a nick. Was it a drop? He caught the underside of the bat. Fielder comes running around, so they get a single there to finish the over. A good one for the Tornadoes. 11 off it. They are 66 for none. Definitely was a nick. Just 5 runs needed by the Tornado, and they will get themselves a spot in the final. You can see them there in 5th on the table. They get 1 more point, takes them up to 8 points, and they beat the Sapphires. That will mean they will go through to the semi-finals. So the woman charged with stopping them from getting there, difficult task, is the Sri Lankan Chamari Atapattu. Making a few last second adjustments to the field.
Athapattu has been quite a handy part-time option for the Falcons in this tournament. She doesn't bowl as often for Sri Lanka as she has in this tournament, mind you. She will be leading Sri Lanka in the upcoming tour of Pakistan starting this month, which means she's likely to miss out on the Women's T20 Challenge that's due to take place in Pune later this month.
Well, and that's played well down too long on, but the fielder's running around there, so they'll just get a single. They no doubt are keeping their eye on this. Sophie Devine won the toss. She wanted to bat second. She wanted to know what they were chasing. She said she didn't want to get distracted by the bonus point that was on offer, because that can, well, really undo teams. We've seen a lot of teams choose to bat second, but the team batting first has ended up winning. Well bowled, right at the toes.
Funnily though, the Tornadoes were relatively timid in their approach yesterday. They did not quite go all guns blazing as you would have desired of a batting lineup that boasts the likes of Steph Ellis, Sophie Devine, Sune Luz.
It's just bobbled up, but lands safely. They won't get a run there. It must be hard too, knowing that you've got that eye on that score, not to get distracted by it. Marietta Padu, boy, hasn't she set this tournament alight with the bat.
And Chamari Athapattu does it often for any tournament she plays. Melinda, I remember, was at the 2017 ODI World Cup, where she wrote an excellent piece on Chamari Athapattu's 178 not out that came in a losing cause, because Meg Lanning's 150 plus runs did come up trumps.
Well played by Devine there, just gets another single. Oh, thanks for your kind words. I remember that very well, Chamari Athapattu. She was brilliant that day, and the Tornadoes need just one run from the next 2 overs to book a place in the semi-finals. They are 70 for none. Well, you can see the Tornadoes worm looking a little bit healthier than the Falcons earlier, and what that has done is put them within 1 run of a semi-final spot. Sapphires, they'll finish equal on points, but 1 run here, and that will end the tournament for the Sapphires. Mariko Hill, she is coming into bowl for the first time today. Took the first wicket of the tournament. Sophia Dunkley, I think it was. Very proud of that too. No one can take that away from her. Oh, it's a no ball, would you believe it? The call is no ball. So the Tornadoes qualify for the semi-finals. We now have our semi-finalists confirmed, and they have got their courtesy of a front foot no ball overstep there from Mariko Hill.
That's the end of the road for Sanami Sapphires at the STG FBI 2-2, because the Tornadoes have notched up the bonus point they were after the Sophie Devine had said at the toss that they were not quite looking for it. But here we have the 4th team to have qualified for the semi-finals.
Free hit. Oh, and she's gone aerial. Their field is converging, and everyone just watched it fall. Arua was there. And that's very disappointing, but it obviously wouldn't have been out. It's a free hit. But, you know, it's a thought that counts.
Quite an eventful over already. We've had qualification coming in for the Tornadoes. We have had players, Kaya Arua and her partner there, looking at each other.
And that's pulled and pulled beautifully by Callis. 4 runs. The tails are up now, the Tornadoes. There's still a bit of bounce in this pitch. That was at just a perfect height. Picked up the length.
With that kind of a pull, Stair Callis in fact looks quite similar to Sophie Devine pulling a short ball, doesn't she?
That's the comparison I'm sure she would like. Almost, almost. Just a little flirt with that one. Good comeback by Hill.
Tried to jam out this one, but the dearth of pace on this one boxes Stair Callis. The Falcons, mind you, wouldn't want to lose this game because should they go down in this game, they'll have to face table toppers, the Spirit, in the semi-finals because it's going to be the first place side against the fourth place side in the knockouts. The way Nicola Carey has gone about her business, the Spirit captain, I'm pretty sure no opponent would be fancying themselves against the Spirit in this tournament, especially in the playoffs.
And Callis goes straight down the ground. Good running between the wickets. It's well stopped, but she's playing a very fine innings here, Stair Callis. Moves on to 32 off 30. Partnership is the one that has seen them through to the semi-finals. Been great fun around the hotel, around this competition, Stair Callis, as Sophie Devine always is. Just leans back, easy as you like. And that is a single to finish the 9th over. The Tornadoes, job half done. They are 78 for none. Details there for the Fairbreak Effect NFT project. Head to fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code to stay up to date with NFT drops. Chat with other fans live. Owners of the NFTs gain a membership. Gives them exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Down the ground goes Devine to meet Atapatu. It was a little bit too much width for her to get hold of that. There, Callis, she joined us in commentary. Is the life of the party whenever you see her around the hotel.
And apparently misplaced one of her playing shirts with the captain of the Palmy Army team, Heather Knight, at the hotel.
A bit of that going on. Apparently one of Georgie Heath's shirts somehow ended up with Jeff Lawson's laundry. Been a bit of a mix-up with the laundry, but there's no mix-up here with Sophie Devine. She knows exactly what she's doing. All class. She is on her way to a 50 unless something miraculous happens, I would say. She plays that shot so powerfully. We've seen her go across the line. We were talking, Anesha, as we just checked to see if that's 6 or a 4. Ooh. Touch and go. That one might be a 6, I think. Take your pick.
The Falcons are looking a bit clueless here in terms of what best the ploy would be. to keep a leash on Sophie Devine, who doesn't usually quite like to keep quiet, whether with a bat in hand or in the dressing room.
Just from that angle there, it does look like it's hit the Toblerone on the full, I think. But just taking a few moments to make sure. Not too much in it. Players just waiting patiently. And the signal from the umpire is 6. So that brings up the 50 for Sophie Devine. She has been outstanding for the Tornadoes. She's carried them into the semi-finals.
Just as she did in the WBBL last season, leading the Adelaide Strikers to the runners-up finish, though they lost that final to another team in orange, the Perth Scorchers. This was hit straight into the advertisement cordon, and you can see Chamari Athabatu doesn't like it.
Yeah, we were talking before about Sophie Devine when we were watching her play those shots, those powerful sweeps, and the size of her forearms. She's got really powerful forearms. Oh, ANTI-PIRACY just played square by Callis for a single. Another good over for the Tornadoes. They motor on after 10 overs, 88 for none.
Welcome back to match 14. The Tornadoes, they've picked up their bonus point, so they can relax in this chase of the victory. But if they get the win, they'll go up the table. That'll be easier for them. They don't have to play the Spirit then. And while we're waiting here, Tara Norris, left-hand fast bowler for the USA, has snuck in, and she's going to have a chat, particularly with Georgia Heath.
Welcome to the box, Tara. Hello, thanks for having me. So, Barmy Army coming up later. You got your eye on what's been going on today?
Yeah, we're having a little look-see. I like what we see, but I think for tonight, a little bit of a free-for-all, like a chance to rotate the team and give it a roll for the semi-finals on Saturday.
Yeah, how good has someone like Sophie Devine looked? You don't want her in form if you end up playing her, do you?
No, definitely not. If we could get another run out, that would be lovely.
Yeah, so obviously, big tournament. You've been part of the whole thing so far. What's it been like?
It's been amazing. It's been brilliant to be here. The team's fantastic, and just to have all the players here, it's awesome to see. And yeah, to play against the likes of Sophie Devine and the big dogs here, it's incredible.
when you say big dogs, you mean that in the nicest possible way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's a tournament that's bringing the planet together, the cricket planet, which is terrific. And at the moment we've got Hong Kong bowling to the Netherlands. Rico Hill to stare Callis. What's your game plan tonight? The Army have been in pretty good form, haven't they?
Yeah, we've done brilliant. I think so far, going into the semi-finals, it's about getting as much confidence as possible, giving everyone a good go, and yeah, I think just more a confidence thing to take us into Saturday.
Oh, well, it's lovely to play a game with no pressure, isn't it? But does that mean your concentration goes down a bit? What's the coach and the captain said about a no pressure game?
I think for us, especially playing a team who's maybe not performed up to what they'd like to, I think for us it's not being too complacent. I think sometimes they're maybe the more dangerous team. Obviously Warriors are coming out, they've got nothing to lose either. So for us, want to keep our standards high.
What do you think, Tara? That was hitting middle, wasn't it? You're a bowler.
Sorry, I was actually a little bit too concentrated on it up in the studio. I'd give it a good shout though, definitely.
You'll have another look. You can umpire this one.
Oh, I'd definitely be going up there.
Oh, I'm giving that one. Pretty close, pretty close. Maybe just did fraction too much, but well bowled Rico Hill. So what's the biggest lessons over the tournament? Is it a cricket lesson, or is it a life lesson? Is it a culture lesson, meeting with the other people, or you learn something about how to play the game?
I think all the above, definitely. I suppose from a cricket point of view, be able to bowl on power play is fantastic, and I think definitely not being too predictable has been a big taking for me. Trying to change my pace and length and not keep the batter guessing.
You might have a little look at some of your bowling so far in the tournament, Tara.
Yeah, talk to me.
Playing for the Barmy. There you go.
I do want to know what the tap on the shoulders is about. But I've noticed that at the start of every spell you do that. Is that just warming the shoulders up, or is that a mental thing?
It's a bit of a placebo effect, really. It started a few years ago.
We'll get back to that. It's the end of the 11th over. The Tornadoes are going very well. 90 for no wicket.
So it looks like Sophie Devine is retiring out, and the Nepalese Sita Ranamaga is coming out to bat. She's been down at 10 so far in this tournament, but she does open for Nepal, so it will be interesting. She can give it a whack. It would be nice to see her have a go further up the order here for the Tornadoes, who have already got that point. They're in the semi-final. And now the focus will be on winning this game. So she goes out to join Stare Callis. We've got a Dutch batter and a Nepalese batter out in the middle, facing Hong Kong bowler, I think it was.
Well, it's about to be the Papua New Guinea left-arm spinner. It was Mariko last over. Now they've changed it, so we're getting across the globe a bit here.
And we're joined by a USA bowler up in the box. Got it all going on today. Be nice to see what Sita can do with the bat. We've seen her with the ball.
That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, so Sita's been a great story of this tournament, obviously. Who else has stood out for you, Tara, perhaps in your side, that you might not have seen much of before?
Yeah, I think that first game where Henriette got that ridiculous run out from fine leg to run out Dunkley was just brilliant, and just a celebration as well. Definitely a big moment for me in this competition.
Just the last rays of the evening sun are striking the eastern boundary. Ellis goes western boundary. Gets her boundary. Okay, left arm swing. Left armers have done very well in T20 in general, and even in this tournament, even the spin, swing, or whatever. They've given you a few overs at the death. Is that normally what you bowl for the US?
Yeah, in terms of US and Vipers back home as well in the UK, ideally in the T20 I want to be able to bowl in power play and at the back end.
That'll be safe. So you're the Vipers, they're the Southern Vipers. We had Steve Callis up last night, and I accidentally said the Northern Vipers instead of the Northern Diamond, and she went off.
Oh,
dear. She said, we don't like them. What's going on there?
Nobody likes the Vipers.
We all know I like the Vipers, Tara. Tara knows about my love for the Southern Vipers. There's a few of your teammates there. Well, boss, DeAndre Dottin. What's it like playing alongside her?
D-Dot's an absolute character. She actually keeps herself to herself.
I think she's made her ground there. But yeah, there's the D-Dot. Well, boss. Quite nice to have that at the top of the innings, really, isn't it? Bish, bash, bosh.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad she's on my team and not in the opposition. I definitely wouldn't want to bowl against her. She just looks cool, doesn't she? Anything she does, she just looks so cool.
A little flipper or a slider or something there then. Nice variety. There's a little crumble, but no run. So, okay, so she obviously brings, when she walks out the bat, you know, your team settle in, it's comfortable, you get away to a good start. I mean, I don't think anyone hits the ball harder in world cricket. But what's it like if she gets out early? What's the feeling in the dressing room then?
Yeah, I definitely want to be stood next to her if she did get out pretty early.
I'll get down the ground. She will have to hurry. That would have been out. The direct hit misses. Ended the 12.99 for 1.
But saying that, I think she's got a bad rep. I think a lot of people are scared of her, but honestly, she's a big softie at heart, and you know, speaking to her from a bowling point of view about when she bowls at death, she's fantastic. She's really good to chat to. Got obviously so much experience.
There was that missed run out there from Susie Bates, but she would have been gone, Sita Ranamaga.
Margaret on strike with the spectacles on. Got a few players in there who wear their specs rather than their contact lenses.
Yes, there's a Barmy Army batter. Roberta plays in her specs. I like to see it. Or you could just look really cool in your sunnies on the side, you know.
Got Marino Lampflower, is it? It's pretty cool. He had a great pitch report the other day. Okay, give us some. Let's have some dirt, some word on the Army. What's going on inside the camp? Are they? Is it a good group? They like a song, a dance. You know, when you take a wicket like this, what's the celebration like?
Yeah, it took us a while to find our celebration. Other teams had some pretty cool stuff going, and I think we've settled for the little dance.
Yeah, they were talking about it in the press conference the other day. Apparently that's just how people think of English dancing. And I was like, you know what, actually, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
It's not brilliant, but we have got a good team song, and I've been told other teams don't have a team song yet. So I'll take the song over the dance for now until we find something better.
And who was instrumental in writing the song?
The song is a take on one of the Barmy Army songs. We're having a chat with, obviously, founder of Barmy Army, Paul, and mentioned we need a team song. So he gave us the song lyric, the book, the chants, and we settled for this one. It's worked out pretty well so far.
Is the Barmy Army aren't known for their monkish silence, are they?
No, but I think it's quite nice that we've got it's so nice that we've got the Barmy Army involved in this tournament and really getting behind the women's game in such a way. And obviously Paul, like you're saying, has been instrumental in that. What's it like to have the Barmy Army on their chest and be able to hit that?
Brilliant, it's absolutely brilliant. I think he's trying to put together a tour to watch the women play in West Indies later this year, which will just be incredible.
Here's Paul Burnham, I don't know his official title, the proprietor, the CEO, the chief cook and bottle washer. Of
El Capitano?
Well, that's Italian.
Big dog?
Big Brazilian or something. Yeah, big dog. He's a big guy. I don't know. He's probably listening. We can't. He's such a terrific guy. But yeah, he's been instrumental in getting the Barmy Army team into this competition, which has been fabulous. Rico Hill gets unlucky. Gee, fast bowls are unlucky. There he goes. An edge gives 4. Batter rewarded for not being too flash. That's. We just have a look at this beautiful seam up. Tara Norris talks us through it.
It's not a bowler's tournament, I'll be honest. I can relate with the pain there.
13 gone, 104 for 1.
We're lucky enough to still have Tara Norris up in here watching this Tornadoes batting masterclass at the moment. So Tara, obviously you play for the USA, but you do play a lot of your domestic cricket in England. I think that's something that this kind of tournament is going to help the look at that and be able to grow it across the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being involved in this and
yeah, so it looks like Sita's not looking to hang around. We've heard from the Nepalese insights that she... Oh, look at that Warriors celebration there. They'll be playing against you later, won't they, Tara? Yeah, so that, you know, the formats that we've got going in England and Australia, something like that, and then bringing that over here, being able to spread it across the world to the rest of the women's game is going to be so important.
Strives brilliantly picked up. A rare throw that doesn't hit the stumps.
yeah, and I think that's what this tournament is exactly about. Obviously, I want to go back to the Vipers and take my learnings from these kind of competitions, whether it's USA cricket or this franchise cricket, to take back to the Vipers and hopefully contribute. We've also got our T20 Charlotte Edwards Cup coming up this weekend. So yeah, I want to take all the learnings back and all the experience with it.
What have the USA got coming up?
USA have World Cup qualifiers this September, I believe, in Bangladesh. So yeah, really exciting. I think it's probably T20 is a bit more our format than 50 over. The game's still pretty growing and it's new, so I think yeah, we've definitely got a good chance in T20.
Couple of strides in the air, beautifully timed. Tornadoes sneaking up towards that victory.
Yeah, you can see Callis. She's been in pretty good form in this tournament. Was unlucky with a run out in one of her earlier games, but she's got low to that, and it's 2 bounce 4, 49.
So the USA in Bangladesh. That's how many teams there in that qualifier? Is that a 3-4 team thing?
I think last year it was 6 teams.
And that's the 50 up for Stir Callis, her second of this tournament. She raises her bat to the Tornadoes, and at the end of the 14th over, her side are 112 for 1. You can just see that run comparison on your screen there. Tornado's Wiggly Worm is wiggling a bit better than the Falcons one was at this point. Looks like Gunjan will be on to bowl, and we're still up in commentary alongside Barmy Army's Tara Norris. We'll continue our chat with her.
Sweden strikes, the Netherlands fall. Gunjan Shukla takes a big wicket.
Yeah, Esther Callis, she just went a bit, she played all around that, off her back pad, into her own stumps, and she just brought up her 50, but now has to go, and she's fallen to Gunjan Shukla there, but great innings by Esther Callis. She scores 50 from 47, Tornadoes 112 for 2.
Gunjan Shukla bowls the Canadian. Here's Saxena.
And this is what brought her to the wicket. Just looked like it just clipped Esther Callis's back pad there, but you'll take a wicket however you want it, and it still goes bold in this scorecard there.
Another victory for the left arm swingers.
I think as lefties need to stick together.
That is very close as well.
It's the Canadian Divya who's come out to join Margot in the middle. Another bespectacled player, but Tara on our right, the USA player. Oh, that was very close, but perhaps just going down. So what's that rivalry like, Tara? The USA and the Canadians?
I think the rivalry is quite big. I obviously am very new to the USA side, so I don't think I've quite experienced it. But yeah, no, we played them in Mexico last year. They were good fun.
Terrific over here from Gunjan Shukla so far, coming up to her last ball. As they sort the field out, we'll say thank you to Tara Norris for giving up her time and coming up and joining Georgie and myself. So, a big piece of good fortune. Geelong chases it down the barrier. They get 2 for that. Those 15 gone. Thank you very much, Tara.
Thanks
good luck
for having
tonight.
me. Thank you very much.
.25 from 30 needed. Which is no sure thing, as we've seen in chases through the competition. And get tough towards the end when wickets fall. Sophie Devine retired herself out, then Callis was out for an even 50 by Shukla. Of course, both teams through to the semi-finals. The only question, Isabel Duncan, is where they will finish. And I wonder if they're taking a look at the table in reference to who might finish first and second in that equation too. Left arm back of the hand, like it. From Arua, from PNG rather.
Yeah, they'll be having a think about whether they want to play spirit or equally the Barmy Army up there in the top 4. Who are the most formidable team to face? At the moment, it looks like the Spirit.
It feels that way, doesn't it? From a Tornadoes perspective, if they've thought this through, and I'm almost reluctant to go through it in such crude terms, but if they get the bonus point, which they have, and they win, it probably increases the probability. I say probably. It does increase the probability of them playing the Spirit in the semi-final, who are the best team. They're the best team we've seen in the comp. Ooh, nice shape from Arua there.
Yeah, they're right up there with 15 points, aren't they? The Spirit, top of the pops, at the top of the table.
And even if the Barmy Army, that's another defensive bowling, were to win and get all 4 points tonight, the Barmy Army beat the Spirits and they'll overtake them into first place. And Lamplow enjoyed that bit of bowling too. Finds the edge. And for a couple.
Wonderful to see Papua New Guinea out there bowling. But Kia Arua of Papua New Guinea, she's 31. She bowls left arm wrist spin, as you can see. An expert tweaker with her specs on.
Yeah, they say that spinners are most effective in their 30s, so 31 years of age. Last ball wide signalled. We've seen the unorthodox spin, the wrist spin earlier in the over. Now the conventional left arm orthodox. Trying to turn it both ways. Good over. Just 5 runs coming from it. They still need 20 from the last 4 overs, the Tornadoes. They're 119 for 2. Susie Bates, an unbeaten 41, top scoring for the Falcons. Ben Devine, her opposing number, fellow New Zealander, a quick half century to ensure the Tornadoes would get the bonus point and reach the semis. Big partnership with Stair Callis, who also raised her bat. But still work to do. Oh, bowls there, really good. We've seen Gunjan Shukla throughout the tournament, always threatening the stumps. On that occasion, Divya played all around it. Had her off-pole bent back.
Here it is again. Straight through the gate. Fantastic left-arm bowling. We've seen a masterclass of left-arm bowling today, and that's the end of the Canadian. It's 119 for 3 now to the Tornadoes.
Sino loose in at 5. Still some work to do. Shukla finds the outside portion of the bat down towards the rope, and that will help the Tornadoes. It had been 2.5 overs since a boundary for them. Just breaking the shackles somewhat. Let's take a look. First of all, at the boundary. We'll also go back and see the Shukla wicket. She was recommended for Fairbreak by Jonty Rhodes, who coaches the Swedish men's team. But here is that wicket. Seeing here, it's seam up. Bit of natural variation on the angle. Her second wicket of the comp. The first was Laura Wolver, who she had stumped against the Barmy Army in the first game, and she really has impressed across all the fixtures. Another veteran, 35 years of age, Shukla, made the most of this opportunity.
Trying to squeeze the ball out there. No run. Going for a big win here, the Tornadoes. They're on course.
Catches the call, but it's squeezed through again. White in pursuit, keeps it to a couple. Yeah, thinking form lines, if the Falcons do get defeated here, it'll mean they will have won their first 2 games but lost their next 3. Granted, 2 bonus points in there too, so they've not been thrashed when they have lost. Down the leg side, looking for the wide signal. It doesn't come. End of 17 overs. Tornadoes still need 13 from 18 balls. It's 126 for 3. Yeah, the Falcons who started this tournament so impressively, that win on the opening night, hauling down 178. They're winning their second game by 8 wickets as well over the Barmy Army, who'll probably finish top of the table if they defeat the Warriors tonight, and they should. But they're falling in a heap, losing to the Spirit, the Sapphires, and now the Tornadoes should get it done from here. And limping into the semi-finals. A great response from the Tornadoes, soundly beaten last night by 75 runs, the biggest margin of the tournament against the Spirit, but backing up in the next game, restricting the Falcons to 138 for 4. And 13 runs away from their 3rd victory of the tournament to go into the semi-final stage in good nick.
And it's more left arm. That's just tucked into the leg side for 1. Hagar now on 11. So going for win here, Tornadoes. 12 off 17. Simple equation for them. Only 3 wickets down. Devine retired out. She wasn't hurt. She wanted to give other batters a chance. Some batting practice out in the middle. Maga is embracing that opportunity.
Sitarana McGar, another easy single. She was in the book earlier today. We've enjoyed her throughout the tournament. The Nepalese vice captain. She had a different celebration today. We've seen the, what was it, the push putt, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Which is a Bollywood film.
Today she was saluting, and that's on account of the fact, according to a tweet we received earlier, that she plays for the cricket wing of the Nepal Armed Police Force. She's captain of that domestic team. Thus the salute. Looking to salute here in the final few overs, although, as I mentioned before, no sure thing. 11 from 15, it's getting tight. We yet to have a final over thriller. There it is. She's quite the character. Great presence across the last fortnight, at the ground, at the hotel as well. Hopefully she'll be back for the next edition of Fairbreak.
And all of Nepal are behind her. They'll be tuned in.
That might be the one thing we've missed in the group stage, isn't it? We haven't had a sort of a 7 needed from the final over, a couple of dots, tension building. All the games have been dealt with by the last over. And Gurung finished this with a couple of dots, or better still, a wicket. Bhutanese seamer, keep her up to the stumps. Oh, overthrows. Just one of them. No, I think better of it. Yeah, we talked a little bit about players who've not only enhanced their reputation, but maybe given some of the teams in the Australian domestic comp, the WBBL, and England too, something to think about. I reckon Andrew Gurung might fall into that category. Left arm, gets it through, economical against world-class players.
Tight bowling, it's wicket to wicket. She's rotating the strike at the moment, these two.
Completes her spell. 4 overs for Gurung, just 22 from it. We'll see her again in the semi-finals. The Tornadoes still need 8 from 12 balls. They're 131 for 3. Yeah, left arm option, Gurung. Shapes it both ways, very consistent. Attacks the stumps. Yeah, it won't be the last we see of her.
Yeah, we've enjoyed the left arm masterclass today of the Felcons. It's been great with Gunjan Shukla of Sweden and also Anju Gurung of Bhutan.
So this pair have put on 12 from 11 balls. They still need 8 from the next 12. They do have Sune Luce out there, player of considerable experience. She was leading the South African team at the recently completed one-day World Cup. Up over 300 runs in that comp. So in some form.
Scored some runs yesterday as well. Top scored for the Tornadoes in a losing cause.
Misfield at the wrong time. Although it does get Sune Luce off strike, which the broader scheme of things might not be a bad thing.
Just looking at Magar's scores in T20 international cricket. She's got 150 and a high score of 82 not out. No mug with the bat.
Arua took a wicket against the Spirit. Oh, they set this up. The left-handed Sita Ranamagar on strike. They want to keep her on strike. They should bring the field in. They do. Just one out at deep square. Oh, past the edge. So happy to move the ball away from the edge with the left arm wrist spin. I wonder whether she might dart one in off the index finger too. Mid wicket comes in yet further. They want no singles here. Pulls it straight to that fielder at mid wicket. Yeah, good cricket, good captaincy as well from Susie Bates. Detecting that there's a chance here to squeeze and keep Sune Luce off strike. Full toss. Doesn't take advantage of it though. Ping at the stumps. Not strictly required there from Jahanara Alam, but we'll forgive her. No overthrows. Does get Sune Luce back on strike with 2 balls left in the over. Now the field will spread. Deep mid wicket. Deep backward square. Deep point. And I think they're going to drop long off back too. Yes, they do. So can she go up and over the top of long on? Goes in that direction. Fabulous batting, Sune Luce. One bounce over the rope. It had been 14 balls since a boundary. Now they need just 2 runs for the victory. Will they try and wrap it up in over number 19?
And here it is, just showing her class, her international class. Sune Luce gets underneath it.
And that's what players like Sune Luce can do. They see where the fielder's up inside the circle, and that's exactly where she pinpointed. Clever cricket. A couple of runs away here. Won't get them in over number 19 though. The strike goes back to Sita Ranamagar. They need 2 from the final over, the Tornadoes. 1-3-7 for 3. So we do get to over number 20. It has happened before where 2 runs have been defended. Who do they throw the ball to? How do they set it up? Of course, all fielders will be inside the circle. Next match of our doubleheader, the Barmy Army. If they win, they'll finish top, provided they collect all 4 points. Up against the hapless Warriors, yet to lodge a victory across the competition.
Looks like it's going to be at Mariko Hill. This time from the Dubai Sports City end. She's going to take the final over as the ball in hand. Hong Kong is going to bowl.
Yeah, I like this. Trusted with it, Mariko Hill. She sent down 3 economical overs earlier. Made a useful 21 with the bat. Unlucky to be run out by Sita Ranamagar in her follow through. Fingers onto the ball, onto the non-striker stumps, but a chance for the Hong Kong all-rounder to do something special. And a swing and a miss to start. So the whole ball game here is not letting Sune Luce get back on strike. Then, of course, it'll be scores level and a moot point, but which to some extent makes me wonder why they got a deep mid wicket, but let's not dwell too much on that.
Nice shape to that last ball, just moving away from the left-hander. Use her height as well.
Sneaks through, gets a boundary to win it for the Tornadoes with 4 balls to spare. Sita Ranamagar, who's been such a big presence across this tournament, gets the winning runs, unbeaten on 18. There with Sune Luce at the end. 13 not out from 9 balls. All told, a clinical performance from the Tornadoes. 2 half-centuries up top from their senior staff, Sophie Devine and Stair Callis. Got the bonus point and collected all 4 while they were at it. The Tornadoes victorious by 7 wickets.
Yeah, wonderful to see the winning runs coming off the bat of Magar. She really has contributed well with bat and ball here, the left-hander. And they're jubilant there in the Tornadoes dugout, and so they should be. They've qualified for the semi-finals, and they qualified early on in that 9th over, snaffling that bonus point.
So they finish with 11 points. They overtake the Falcons, who won their first 2 games but lost their next 3. So they're limping into the semis. They'll finish in 4th. The only question, who goes top, the Spirit or the Barmy Army? Looking through it, Devine retired out after she did what she needed to do for her team, got them the bonus point, ensured they'd make the semi-finals. Stair Callis was bowled by Shukla, as was Divya. Bowled nicely, the Swedish international, left arm around the wicket. And Sune Luce joined with Sitter, Rana, Magar at the end to get the job done. Here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. When we return, Mel Farrell will be pitch-side with the player of the match and chatting to the captains as well.
And a big congratulations to Team Tornadoes for winning by 7 wickets. And now, without wasting time, let's go straight to the post-match formalities with Mel.
Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation for match 14 of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between Falcons and Tornadoes, live from the lovely city of Dubai. Well, the Tornadoes came into this match needing at least 1 point. They walked away with 4 after a 7-wicket victory engineered by that terrific and clinical chase. I'd like to start off first by thanking our sponsors, SDG Impact Fund and Gencor, for their continued and generous support of this tournament. First up, we're going to get Susie Bates. Come on up, Susie. Battle of the Kiwis today. Didn't get the bragging rights. Well battered, albeit in a losing cause. Your Kiwi mate, she had her sights set on that, didn't she, in the chase?
Yeah, she was due, and I knew if our bowlers missed, she was going to put them away. But I was really proud of how Anju and Gunjan took up the challenge to bowl at one of the best batters in the world in the power play. And I thought the first 2 overs we did a really good job, but once Sophie got in, it made it hard work. But it was a really good opportunity to try a few different things today, and it was nice that it went to the last over and a few different players stepped up, and we got a few overs in some of our other players.
So group stage is done for you. We're yet to wait on confirmation of who you're going to play in the semi-finals. Do you have a preference?
I'd prefer not to play the Tornadoes again, but if that's the case, hopefully Sophie will retire out again.
Yeah, that was quite generous of her, really. I wonder if she was running out of puff. Look, you've had a great tournament so far as a team, and we can't wait to see what you can do in the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, Mel.
Thank you to Susie Bates. Well, it is time for the Player of the Match award. The Player of the Match, as always, will receive a smartwatch presented tonight by Aisha Chatterjee, Head of Legal for the Asian Cricket Council. So thanks for joining us, Aisha. And it goes to the captain of the Tornadoes, Sophie Devine, for her wonderful innings today. 52 runs off 29 balls. Clinical is one word, business-like. You were on a mission today, weren't you?
Yeah, it probably looks that way. I think for us, though, it's been brewing for a while, so it was just nice to spend a bit of time out in the middle. It was nice to spend some time with Steer as well. She's obviously done a fantastic job for us at the top of the order, so it's nice to be able to get into the semi-finals. Now we can look forward into that game.
We spoke beforehand about you only needed the 1 point, that power play point. Was it just first and foremost, that's what you were aiming for once you got a bit close?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting one. I think, like I said, you can sometimes get so caught up on it that you lose sight of actually winning the game of cricket. So I thought we struck a really nice balance today with that batting, that we just played good cricket shots, we put away the bad ball, and the run rate took care of itself. So it was nice to be able to, I guess, tick that off and then give other players opportunities.
I mean, you were working pretty hard out there, but you didn't run out of puff when you retired out, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, it is warm today, but look, I think this tournament is really about providing opportunities, and I think it was great to see Sita there finish the job. I think it was awesome. She was fantastic the way that she finished the bat. To have the opportunity to come up in this tournament and finish the job, that's hopefully an experience that she'll be able to take back to Nepal and carry on throughout her career.
Fantastic. Do you have a preference who you'd like to play in the semis?
No, you're going to have to beat them all anyway, so whoever it is, I'm sure it's going to be a cracking match either way.
Well played today. It was wonderful to watch, and we look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals.
Cheers. Thanks, Mel.
Thanks to Sophie Devine, captain, player of the match, and confirmation that the Tornadoes are through to the semi-finals with a 7-wicket win in the last over.
And let's have a quick look at the points table. After today's game, the Tornadoes and the Falcons, they have qualified, which is Team Spirit, Barmy Army, the Tornadoes and the Falcons. As mentioned, the Tornadoes have qualified for the semi-final spot. Jeff, let me quickly bring you in. Let's have a quick chat about